Welcome, everyone. My name is Christy Alles-Serrant, and I am so excited to be talking to you about building a team. When Laura asked me if this is something that I would be interested in doing, I jumped at the chance because I absolutely love building a team. I have had great success in the past with other business ventures in building a team, and it's just something that I am truly passionate about. So I hope that by the end of this training, you have gained some additional knowledge that you can use to go out and build those teams. So there's basically a couple of components that I think are really important for building a team, and I'm going to touch base on all of those in this training. The first one is customer service. We're also going to talk a little bit about social media. I'm not going to cover a bunch in regards to social media, but I have told Laura that I would be willing to do another training on social media if that's something that the team desires. But I do want to touch base on social media quickly. And then the third is leadership, because having a team and being a leader are two different things in my opinion, and being a leader is so important for the success of your business. So, why build a team? Well, first and foremost, building a team creates residual income. One of the best ways to create money is by sponsoring or building a team. You can leverage the success of your team members to help build your own financial security. So first and foremost, this is one of the reasons why so many people want to build a team. The second one is it's rewarding. This by far is one of the reasons why I love building teams, because growing and leading a team is absolutely amazing. There is something that is so rewarding about watching others succeed in their own business and knowing that you have been a part of that. That is just something that goes unmatched in my opinion. And when you build a team, and you're leading your team, it also forces you to grow. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about different ways that you can grow in your own leadership in a little bit. But again, I am just so passionate about building teams that for me, it's just something that I always try to focus on in my businesses. So let's talk about the first one, customer service. Many of you guys have heard all of this. This isn't anything new for you. This is just more of a review that we're going to go over and talk about, and hopefully you guys can get some fresh ideas about different ways to go about this. So with customer service, the first thing is get in front of people and share the product. This seems like common knowledge, but unfortunately, sometimes people struggle with doing this. You must work your personal business in order to build a team. And the best way to do that is to get the product out in front of people. The best way to do that is to have your in-person events. Now, I know that some of you have decided to join this business because it's something that you can do on a part-time basis, maybe along with another job that you may hold. Some of you may be doing this full-time. Some of you are doing this alongside other business adventures and maybe alongside some of your family stuff. And that is all great because it can be done. No matter how many hours a week you are going to devote to your business and your team, it's really important to have in-person events. Having in-person events is a win-win situation. You obviously have a captive audience. They are there to learn about your product. Along with that, you get to share our amazing product. And can I just say how amazing is our product? I'm just so excited about our product. Everyone that has come in contact with the product has been so excited about that. And that is something that we can use to our advantage right now. And the third thing about getting out in front of people and sharing the product is they have the chance to meet you. And how amazing is that? If you aren't sharing the opportunity, they're going to hear about it from someone else, especially since we are a new company and there's been a lot of momentum in regards to our launch and all of the amazing things that are happening. If you're not sharing the opportunity with someone, someone else is going to do that. How many times have you maybe been involved in a business and you have said, oh, I will share it with them the next time I see them, or, oh, I don't know, maybe I'll share it with them sometime down the road. And then you come to find out that somebody else has shared it and they have not only maybe bought from that person, but then they've joined their team. You don't want to be in that situation. You want to make sure that you are the first person that is telling people about this product. Open up your mouth and be excited about it. This is so easy to be excited about because it's a brand new company. We just launched. There's so many people that don't know anything about Color Street. So it's an amazing opportunity to share with everyone else. When you think about sharing the opportunity with people, there are really three things that you should think about. And those are what you are saying, how you are saying it, and what you aren't saying. So when you think about what you are saying, many of you have probably heard of your, 30 or 60-second elevator speech. And basically what this is just a pitch about the company and what you have to offer someone. So I would suggest that you take a little bit of time and write some ideas down and memorize that so that when people say, oh, what is Color Street? You can come back and share that with them immediately. How you are saying it. Again, you want to be excited about this. You want them to know that this is like the best product in the world for our nails, and you just cannot wait to share it with them, and you want them to go and share it with everyone that they know and make money doing that. So you have to be excited and passionate about it. And then the third, what are you not saying? Again, if you don't open your mouth and you don't share this opportunity with everyone that you know and everyone you come in contact with, then somebody else will. So you just have to make sure that you're getting out there. Another great thing about having in-home parties is it's a great way to look for cues throughout the party and drop hints about the business. So when you can identify those clues and those cues from the people that are there learning about the product, the easier it's going to be for you to get your ask on. So the people that you want to pay attention to are those that are asking a lot of questions about the business, those that are maybe hanging behind afterwards that act like they want to talk to you, those that maybe have said, oh my God, I love every single style that you have, but I can't afford all of those. Those are people that you want to connect with and share the opportunity. Don't let fear get in your way. This is a huge thing for people. It's really easy for a lot of people to talk about what they are selling, but when it comes time to talk about the business opportunity, fear gets in the way, and you don't want that to get in your way. Take yourself out of the equation and think about it in regards to we owe it to them to ask. If we don't ask, someone else will, like I already mentioned. So you might as well be the person that's mentioning it and having them on your team. If you don't ask, you are in a way controlling their life by not allowing them to make a decision for themselves. Don't prejudge. I know that I have been guilty of this in the past with other businesses where I have thought, oh, she's got too much going on. She already works a full-time job. She's got kids at home, or she's just had a new baby, or, oh my gosh, she would never want to do this. We don't want to prejudge because we don't know. You never know who needs this in your life. And when you can step back and make it about them and not about you and your own agenda, it makes it so much easier. This is an amazing opportunity that we have, not only because the product is amazing, the Jumpstart program is amazing and all of the rewards that come with that, but what an exciting time to be part of a ground floor opportunity. This is what people dream about, and we have it right here, and we need to share it with as many people as we can. Another thing about customer service is developing those relationships. Developing relationships is one of the best things about direct sales. As women, we often crave lasting relationships, and this is an amazing way to create them. I have some amazing relationships with some of my customers from my other business, from past businesses, as well as my team members. And this is an amazing way to develop those relationships. Once you can learn how to engage in conversations with your customers, the better off you are going to be, because you are going to start down that road to developing those relationships. We are all offering the same product to someone. And so what's really important is for you to develop the relationships with your customers so that they don't decide that they don't want to talk to you or don't like you and want to go and buy the product from someone else. So again, developing those relationships. And a great thing to remember when you're thinking about relationships is you want to be present and be able to listen. When we talk about social media, one of the things that I'm going to talk about is your VIP page. And this is a great way to also develop relationships. Those VIP pages can start to feel like a community in their own way. And we're going to talk about how that can happen. So another thing to think about is follow-up. We have all heard the phrase, fortune is in the follow-up, but it's absolutely true. It sounds kind of cliche, but it's so true. If you have discussed this business with someone or sent information to them, you guys make sure you're touching base with them. Don't just send them the information, or don't just hand them information at a party and then never follow up with them. That is one of the biggest mistakes that people can make in direct sales, is not following up with people. You want to make sure that you take the time and figure out a system that you have in place where you can make sure that you're following up with the people. Whether that's you set aside the same time every day, or every other day you find time to engage in that follow-up. Make sure that it fits with you and your schedule, but just make sure that you do it. Also, make sure that you have some sort of organization when it comes to follow-up, because if you are getting people that are interested in this business, one of the worst things that you can do is not only follow up because you don't want to, but also if you're losing their information and then you have no way of following up with them. One thing with following up is, again, sometimes people let fear get in the way, and they will say things such as, well, I don't want to be pushy. I don't want it to seem like I'm desperate. Don't think of it as being pushy. Make sure that you let them know that the lines of communication are open and you are there to help them make that decision. Don't be pushy. Sometimes people can be pushy and they will continue to, text every day. Hey, have you looked at the stuff? Have you looked at this? Do you have any questions? You don't need to do that. What you need to do is you need to follow up. I would suggest that you pick up the phone if you can and have a personal one-on-one conversation with them. but at least just touch base and say something like, hey, I know that you expressed interest in our amazing opportunity and our amazing team, and I would love to be able to answer any questions that you may have. Please reach out to me if you have questions, and we'll make sure that we find a time that we can go over all of that. That is a great way to let them know that you're thinking about them, that you haven't forgotten about them, and that they can ask you those questions that they need to ask you. Excuse me. Providing great customer service can sometimes mean that you want to leverage the resources that you have available, including items that the company has already done for you. So, people often struggle with what to send a potential teammate. We are lucky in that we don't have to. Not only do our websites have information on them in regards to joining, there's some awesome pictures that shows what we get in our kits, but we also have approved documents that are on Mary's team page. I have put them on my team page as well, and I'm sure if you are not on my team page, and if you're on Laura's page, they're on there. If you guys don't have those documents, reach out to one of us and we will make sure that we get those to you. And you can just plug those into a folder so that when people are asking for information, you have an easy way to get those to them. The great thing about this is, number one, you don't have to recreate the wheel. Don't spend your time trying to create documents when we already have documents that will serve that purpose. You want to make sure that you're using that time to generate income, to generate those relationships. Pushing papers and making graphics, that's nothing that is going to do you any good down the road. So use what we already have. The other thing that is so important about providing information to any potential teammates is you don't want to overwhelm them. And that's the great thing about the items that we have in place right now that the company has developed for us. You can give them that information, tell them to go look at it, tell them to go read up on it, and then when they come back and have more in-depth questions, that's where you can really spend that time with them. If you kind of have diarrhea of the mouth and just spew all this information out to them and provide them with a ton of documents, they're going to get overwhelmed and you might just push them away. So make sure that you limit what you give them. Give them the facts first. And then when you follow up with them, you can get to know them a little better, ask the questions, have them ask the questions to you. There's a phrase that I have heard over and over again, and I just love it. And it's facts tell, stories sell. And how true is that in this business? Above everything that we have just talked about, one of the absolute most important things in direct sales, especially when you're talking about customer service and developing teams, is be confident and genuine. Be confident in yourself and know that you have something so amazing to offer them and anyone else that you have contact with. Be confident about our amazing product and company. I mean, how amazing has this last month, less than a month been? It's just been absolutely amazing. I guess today was the month that we've been in so far. How amazing. And you want to be genuine. No one wants to see a show. Remember that you have attracted them for a reason, and you want to continue to be that person. Be kind to them and get to know your customers and your teammates. Get to know why they're interested in this business. Again, don't make it about you. Make it about them. Sit down and ask them what they want to accomplish with the business, why this interests them. Carry yourself like a leader even if you don't have a single person on your team. Your passion and enthusiasm for our company and its mission will attract others, and I promise you that. And I like this little quote over here, you do you, girl. This is one of my favorite sayings, and it's so true and so relevant to our business. So let's switch gears and talk about social media, because social media is huge with direct sales. 10, 15 years ago when we didn't have social media, they were not able to leverage social media like we are today. And so having social media at our hands is powerful, and it is a great thing to use. Having this resource is something that will allow you to attract people to your business and team. Almost everyone that you meet will be on social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, or all three. Social media opens up so many channels, and it's a great way for your name and your product to get noticed. Having your social media presence will also help leverage your time and also allow you to develop some of those relationships that we've already talked about. I'm going to give you some stats, but again, as I mentioned, I am available to help you guys in any way in regards to social media. But for the sake of this, I'm just going to give you the nuts and bolts. So let's talk about Pinterest. Pinterest is an amazing tool that many people don't even think about using when they think about promoting their business. Pinterest is fairly new when it comes to thinking about utilizing it in this way. I absolutely love Pinterest. If you're not familiar with Pinterest, I would recommend that you get on and just start exploring. But basically what it is, it's a huge bulletin board per se, where you can go on and pin different things. So I pin recipes, I pin decor ideas, I pin, medical things. I mean, there's just a myriad of things that you can pin on Pinterest. So here's some amazing stats about Pinterest. Over 150 million active users a month. 81% of those are female, and 60% are from the United States of America. Over 50% of women in the US are on Pinterest, and 55% are using Pinterest for shopping. So this is one of those nuts and bolts things that I am more than happy to explain to people. But basically, when you create a Pinterest profile for your business, you would put your website information in your bio along with your Facebook group, and you can link those. So when somebody goes on and they see your picture that you have taken of your amazing cute nails, when they pin that, they can also then be redirected to your website. And you guys, think about this. 81% are female. That's huge. And they're in the US and they're shopping. These are the women that we want to get in contact with. How amazing is this? Now, something with Pinterest is that the content in Pinterest never goes away. So you can pin all day long and that stuff's going to be there. I have pins from years ago. The other great thing about Pinterest is the algorithms are not affected like they are with Facebook. And I know there's been some trainings floating around about Facebook and when you should and shouldn't post, and those are all things that I'm more than happy to share with you as well. But with Pinterest, it doesn't matter. I pin all day long. All right, let's talk about Facebook. So Facebook is one that most people are familiar with, especially in regards to VIP pages and getting your business stuff out there. Facebook has 1.94 billion users. 76% of those are females. So again, that's our target audience. And on average, the like button and the share buttons are viewed across almost 10 million websites daily. So think about how powerful that is if you're getting people in your VIP page or on your own personal page and they're liking your photos or they're sharing your content. How amazing is that? That's what leveraging social media is all about. I do recommend having both a business Facebook page and also a VIP Facebook page for different reasons, which I'm not going to go into tonight, but again, I'm more than happy to share that with you at a later time. So Instagram has 600 million users. 400 million are active on a daily basis. 38% of those users are women. So that's a little lower than Pinterest and Facebook, but that's still a lot of people. 38% of 400 million, excuse me, that's still an awesome statistic. In March of this year, over 120 million Instagrammers visited a website, got directions, called, email, or direct message someone to learn about a business based on an ad that they had seen on Instagram. And 50% of those follow at least one business. So again, with Instagram, in your hashtags, you have the ability to, put things in there that are relevant to your business. And you can also put in your bio your Facebook group and also your website. So that is going to capture exactly what they're talking about following a business and actually messaging someone to purchase a product or to talk about the business. And 9.60% of users say that they have learned about a product or a service on the Instagram platform. You guys, social media is just amazing. There are a few things that you want to remember with social media when it comes to building up your customer base, which will result in helping to build your team. The first one is consistency and quality. You want to make sure that you are being consistent in your postings. If you're only posting like one time a week or even less, no one is going to want to follow you. Social media is about creating a story per se, and your followers are going to want to see what you are up to each and every day. Now, I recommend posting 2 times a day to Facebook and at least 1 time per day for Instagram. And if this is hard for you to get into a rhythm, because I know it was for me when I first started in another business, is I had a problem posting every day because life gets in the way. I'd get busy with the kids, I'd get busy with stuff around the house, and it just wasn't getting done. So what I have done now is I have made it a habit of that is one of the very first things that I do in the morning after my kids are in school or after my kids are taken care of and involved in an activity. And then I tend to do one in the afternoon. There are all sorts of studies out there that talk about the best times, but the bottom line is just make sure you are doing it. If you have a hard time finding the time, one thing that you can do is do your content ahead of time. So for instance, with our nails, take different pictures of your nails or make your different layouts, do several of them at a time so that they're on your phone so that you don't have to create that every day. That is a really great way to save you some time. With Pinterest, it's a little different since it's the bulletin board type platform, so you can post all day long if you want. You also want to make sure that what you're posting is quality material. Make sure your pictures are in good light. Show yourself in the product in a respectable manner. And just make sure in general that you are confident in your post. Is your post something that you would be confident in, if Mary or Laura or somebody else were to question you on it? Just make sure that you're confident that it's in good taste. You want to draw your followers in to see what you are up to. Remember when we talked about fortune is in the follow-up? Here's another thing about social media. You can be posting twice a day, all day long, whatever it is, but if you're not looking for cues on social media, it's not going to do you a lot of good. So you want to monitor what is going on by following up with the people that continue to show interest in your posts. Touch base with those that are always liking or loving your posts, if they're sharing your posts all the time, or if they're commenting on your posts all the time. These are people that are showing a genuine interest in your business, and you want to touch base with them because that shows you that they care enough about you and your product and your team that they're going to take the time and do those things. And you never know where that's going to lead to. And if they're showing that general interest, they just might be your next team member. You never know. One thing to remember when growing teams, which is actually a lot easier to do with our social media presence than it was before all of this came about, is to sell the lifestyle and not the business. I know many of you have heard that before, but it couldn't be further. It's so true. You want to show them all the things that this business has afforded you the opportunity to do. And by sharing those opportunities, that's going to pique people's interest, and they're going to come back and they're going to be like, hey, I kind of want to know about that. I kind of want to be able to afford trips with my family without it being a huge financial burden. I want to be able to meet other women. I want to be able to go hang out with other women, whatever that looks like for them. So let's talk about leadership. When you begin to build a team, whether it's one person or 100 people, you want to make sure you are being a service to those on your team. It's not just about collecting the commissions. When you agree to sponsor someone, you are entering into a partnership with that person that will last as long as your business does. You want to be available for them. Now, you do want to put boundaries into place, but you want to make sure that you are there for them when they have questions, whether it's related to the product or if it's about a team question. You have to be available and willing to help them. The other thing is you want to help develop them. Development is also very important for yourself. The easiest way to help someone else succeed and develop themselves is if you were to continue to learn and grow as well. There are several books that I'm going to recommend that are great resources for you to pick up and read about, gives you great ideas for leading a team. But what's most important is that you are making a commitment to not only yourself, but to other people to continue to develop and get training all of the time. No one can have too much training. Another huge component of leadership is to be genuine and passionate. We've talked about this already, but it goes for leadership as well. When you are meeting with someone, don't act like one type of person and then as soon as they're on your team, you completely change. You owe it to them to continue to be the same passionate and genuine person as when they signed up with you. Don't look at someone as dollar signs. You want to look at the people that you are signing up as people that have trusted you to help them develop their business in a way that's going to be hugely successful for them. One other thing that I like to just mention to people, because sometimes being a leader is hard. It's not always roses. There are going to be days when it is hard and you are going to feel frustrated. When that happens and you feel like you need to vent, don't vent to your team. You may have heard the saying of don't vent down, but vent up. And that is exactly true. If you have a concern or you're frustrated and you just do not know what to do, reach up to the person that sponsored you. Reach up to someone else higher, because I guarantee you they've been in the same situation and they can help you through and some days talk you off the ledge. So here's the book list. These are just a few that I have read that I always like to tell people to read. If you were to Google leadership books, there's a gazillion others as well that you can read. Here are some parting thoughts that I had. And again, I am just so excited that I was able to take the time to talk about building teams, because it is just a passion of mine. But here are some parting thoughts. And this first one kind of goes along with what I was just saying about being frustrated. There are going to be times when you're frustrated. If you haven't gotten frustrated yet, you will. I guarantee it. One thing you want to do is train your brain to quit next time. So you want, when things are bad and you're thinking about quitting, tell your brain, nope, I'm not going to quit today. I'm going to quit next time. Never quit on a bad day, but rather quit on a good day. So think about that for a second. You never want to make a decision that is going to completely change maybe your financial future, your business, any of that when you've had a bad day. Make decisions on good days. I've said this and I'm going to continue to say it. We have a ground floor opportunity, you guys. How amazing is that? I know when I heard about this opportunity with Laura and I started sharing it with people, there were so many people that I talked to that would say, oh my gosh, this is what I've been praying for, or this is what I've been hoping for. I've always wondered what it would be like to be some of those very first people. Guess what, guys? We are there, and we are going to be there for a little while. So get out there and use that momentum that we have created, that Mary has helped create, all of our PFCs have created. Use that and leverage that, because we are coming into some amazing times. We are so close. I say so close because it really is, to Christmas time and the holidays. And what are people going to start thinking about? Oh my gosh, how am I going to afford Christmas? How am I going to pay off the credit card after Christmas? That is like a double win in our books. We have a ground floor opportunity. We are coming near the holidays, so people can get in on this and they can start earning a significant income now to be able to help them throughout the holidays and beyond. And the last thing that I would like to say is, as much as you want a team and as much as you're passionate about building a team, don't push building a team. It will come to you. I promise you that. If you are being genuine and you are being passionate about this business and you're working your business, you will see results. People are going to come to you and they're going to join your team, and then you are going to be sitting here training others on building a team. With that, I am going to end this training, and I would just like to thank Laura again for allowing me the opportunity. You guys go out there and make it a great day. Go build those teams.